Hey, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic edition of the Suzette Speaks Show. I am Suzette Speaks, your host. I am here, very excited about today's topic. I want you to first and foremost, please hit the like button. Also, drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, whether you're watching on the Facebook sister pages of the Suzette Speaks Show or the Let's Talk Justice Show. Welcome to all of you. I see you already busy. If you're watching right here on YouTube, welcome. I'm going to be talking about international politics today. We have a serious case before us. Unfortunately, the timing could not be any worse. A young woman, 31 years old, who plays international women's basketball for Russia, has been hit with some charges, y'all. And I should say she plays for a team in Russia. And she is now in Russian custody. We had not heard from or seen BRITTNey Griner in several weeks. She was arrested last month, and we just got a glimpse of her vis-a-vis RTV, the Russian national news, released a photo of her holding a piece of paper with an identifying name and information about her. But she is in a serious predicament, y'all. Right now, we do not know when she will see hearings, when she will hopefully get a fair day in court. And of course, U.S. law does not apply here. She is in Russia. So all bets are off because we are also looking at this crazy situation that has been unfolding with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. What does that mean? It is also putting this specific case in the crosshairs, in peril, in the balance, if you will. Today, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked about Ms. Griner and what the U.S. government is doing to secure her release. And unfortunately, she said she could not comment at this time. Unfortunately for BRITTNey, there's not much the U.S. government can do because of the escalated tensions now with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So with diplomatic communication being highly, what should I say, reduced because of what's going on in the Ukraine, we have an American citizen, an Olympic gold medalist, a wife, a daughter, a friend, a WNBA all-star, someone who has a high-profile public image, who some say, and where the concern has really been raised, is will she become a pawn of Vladimir Putin? Will Putin use BRITTNey Griner as a high-profile hostage? We're going to get into it, y'all. I'm excited to talk about it today. I'm going to drop the link, invite you guys up to come chat with me. Again, welcome. People say, Gas is World in the building say, well, she broke the law. So there's that. Hello. Yes, we're going to talk about it. Unfortunately, we don't know what happened, but according to Russian officials, we have heard, and she is being accused of carrying an illegal substance, that being the oil of cannabis, in her carry-on, in her luggage, while passing through a Russian airport. So yes, rules are different. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why, would she even, having had the experience of playing in Russia for quite some time, risk that? Would she do that? And then there are others that claim that this isn't a true statement and that it could be a trumped up charge. We don't have any evidence of that, but we're going to go through step by step and understanding what happened to Ms. Griner, where she is now, and hopefully what can be done to secure her release. Bring BRITTNey home is the hashtag. I want to say hello to everybody watching. I'm going to drop the link nice and early. You guys can come on up. I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for rocking with me. It's been a minute where I could sit down and actually do a nice long conversation with everyone. But I want you guys to know that with things that are moving in my life, moving parts, it's part of life. You got to make adjustments. So I hope you are still rocking with me, still a part of my community. I want to welcome everyone watching from around the world. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, hit the like button. Why not? And if you're watching on YouTube, you know what it is. Hit the like button. Please like, comment. Let me know where you're watching from and share. If you're watching for the first time, welcome. I've had a few new subscribers. I think Lando was first. I had some activity early on when I posted the stream and put the live up. People were already commenting, and I feel like something like this is going to bring some reaction. As Gaston's World has said, people saying, well, she broke the law, she has to pay the consequence, but it's a Russian court of law. And that, again, is something that is going to control the outcome. And again, there may not be as easy of a diplomatic solution for bringing her home. Thank you, Lando. Welcome. Glad you could catch the live. I see you, Sunbreeze. What's up, Wagwan? Nice to see you. Welcome, RM. Thank you for being here. One of my fantastic moderators, Sunbreeze, as well. I see y'all. Miss AKA Lady, how are you? One of my Patreon members. I'm glad to see you here, my darling. Welcome. Hit the like button, why don't you, as you come on in, as we get into today's topic, which is Free Britney. Where is the case of Brittney Griner probably going to end up, and how will she get justice? And will it matter that we're in a war? That's the key. We're literally looking down the proverbial barrel of a gun with Mr. Putin's actions in Ukraine. And now we have an American, not just any American, a WNBA All-Star, an Olympic gold medalist, really a national figure, who is caught not only in legal jeopardy, but as I said, because of all of the international relations that has been taking place and the breakdown of U.S. communication with Russian officials due to what's going on in Ukraine. We could have probably handled this a lot different, a few weeks ago before the Ukrainian invasion. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to drop the link. You guys are welcome to come up. Let me say hello to a few more people before I get into some of the facts. And I see already we got some super chats. Welcome. Hit the like button. Don't be bashful. Let me know that you're watching and where you're watching from. Thank you, Kurt D.A. Anderson Fitness says like button been hit. Okay, thank you so much. I'm doing good. How you doing today? It's a beautiful day. It was raining most of the day, but was pretty productive, thank God, and got a lot of work done. I'm grateful I can come to you guys not so late at night tonight so we can talk, we can hang out, and we can get to the bottom of what you guys are feeling and thinking as to what a solution may be, or if you believe there should be a solution to bringing Brittney Griner home. But I thought, as a woman who has such a high profile in the United States, has had the impact of representing the country at the Olympics, winning gold medals for our country, she's worth the attention, and she's worth bringing her plight to light. So whether you agree with whether we will be involved as the U.S. government, that is, in try to intervene on her behalf, whether you agree with, she apparently, according to Russian officials, committed a crime. So she has to face their penal code, their legal system. And what is really scary is that she could be facing some real time. We're looking at 10 years and not a U.S. prison, in a Russian prison. Now, there's so much to be said about that. I'm going to get into it in just a moment. Let me say hello to a few more people. Welcome, you guys. I've dropped the StreamYard, so if you want to come up and enjoy and join the conversation, feel free to do so. I want to hear what you have to say about this particular topic. I see I want to say my homeboy. I was going to say my boy. Thank you, Jeremy. Big up yourself, Jeremy Trussell, in the building with our super chat. Thank you. Hey, Suzette, just checking in and showing some love. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I can't lock in to this stream, but we'll rewatch it in the AM. Peace. Okay, well, appreciate you coming through with the big super chat. Always showing some love, Jeremy. I really, really appreciate your support. And yes, I know that sometimes people can catch it right around drive time, so that's what I was hoping for today. But if not, yes, do catch the replay and let me know your thoughts. And I want to welcome you. Hola, says Kimo Wagwan. Nice to see you. How you been, brother? I hope you are good. And again, staying out of trouble, keeping well, all that good stuff. One of my Patreon members. All right. So this is thank you, Andrew. Andrew is reading my mind. Thank you, Andrew, with the a little bit of a conspiracy, a little bit of speculation. Again, we do not have any evidence of some things happening, but I really want to read this comment because I thought to myself when I saw this story, if there was any possibility that she could be a patsy, and by that, taking a fall for something that you did not do is what I mean. And I don't know. Let me read Andrew's comment here. He says, feel that it was planted. His opinion on her. She has too many eyes on her to begin with. Because I thought to myself, could she? And absolutely, things are in within the realm of possibility. But I thought to myself, she should know better. So could this be, something that unfortunately was planted? It is total conjecture and speculation. But I'm glad you brought it up because I thought about that. She's traveled to Russia numerous times. She's been playing basketball in Russia since I think 2015. So she knows the ropes and she should know better. So if this is something that was a slip, it can be. But it's something about it that rubbed me this way too, Andrew, that made me think, what interesting timing in the middle of a Russian invasion of Ukraine. Why not hold on to one of the biggest basketball stars in women's basketball for the United States and see what we could do with her as a potential pawn later? I think that's, again, pure speculation, but it is worth a thought. I think there's something about it that, Andrew, I also thought the same thing as you. He adds, she is not a rookie and knows the game and how Russia feels about certain, this is it, sexual preferences. So a lot has been said also about Brittney traveling in Russia being a visible minority. That was the first time I've heard this terminology being used as frequently as I'm hearing it now. And being a visible minority, of course, means that her stature, over 6 feet tall, 6'8", I believe, inches tall, her frame, her nice long locks, the way she wears them, it definitely can be a visual indication of her being of specific minority groups, not only being obviously Black, African American, but also whether or not she could be perceived as a part of the alphabet community, as we say here on YouTube. So I thought about that too. Did it make her an easy target? And was she made an example of? Others say that's not what the reports out of Russia say. I ask, do you believe everything that's being reported out of Russia? Because they are telling their people they're going to save Ukraine from an invasion, right? And that there's so much different propaganda that is being used and sent out to the Russian people vis-a-vis Russian media. So I agree with you, Andrew. We must ask the question, sir. I appreciate you. What happened? I'm going to fill you in. Don't worry. Nice to see you. Welcome. Silver Awards. Thank you for being here. Andre in the building. Welcome again. Another fantastic Patreon member. How you doing? Y'all, I'm going to be super busy this weekend. I do not think I can do live on Saturday. I think I'm going to switch, please forgive me, to Sunday. Got a busy day. Photo shoot Saturday, cousin's baby shower, gala in the evening. It's going to be a crazy, crazy Saturday. So I was thinking maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But we'll see. I think most likely it will be Sunday. So before I forget, know that I will not be going live on Saturday. I will probably do it Sunday and continue as normal. And I'll let you know of any changes going forward because I probably need to switch up my days. I'm going to come at you hard next week. Get ready next week, Saturday. Ooh, I'm going back to a little bit of relationships and personal development. We're going to do single and stressed out. I'm going to be talking to a professional, not this Saturday, the week from this Saturday, talking about single mother stress. Oh my. And in her coaching practice, she is one of my sponsors of my brunch. Dr. Candace Drummond, you'll be seeing her on my social media. I'll be promoting her as one of my sponsors for my April 3rd networking brunch. And we talked about, I said, Doc, can you come on the show? I would love as a sponsor for you to come through. And I said, what are you dealing with in your mental health practice? And she said one of the biggest challenges she has been seeing throughout the pandemic is the stress placed on and being lived out by single mothers. We're going to talk about it. And again, I have the professional coming in, not this Saturday. You will not see me this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Single mother stress. Oh my, y'all ready for it? We're going to go there. And again, I have a professional who has been a mental health counselor for, I think she's certified in 5 states, et cetera, et cetera. She'll be here a week from Saturday. So y'all will not see me this Saturday. But we got more work to do, y'all. Welcome, Kareen. Kareen says Trump can call his bestie and get Brittney out of jail. You know what? Many feel that way. Many feel like there was this uncomfortable un-American, some may even say, and commentators may actually say that there was this kind of unhealthy admiration, hit the like button, y'all, between former President Trump and Mr. Putin. Yeah, very smart guy, he called him, and all the rest of it. And there was, and I can go back, and I don't think I'm going to do that today, an episode involving Ukraine during the Trump presidency, in terms of trying to see if there were dealings by the Biden administration, or pre-Biden administration, I think it was his son, in Ukraine, and trying to use aid. Former President Trump was trying to use aid to Ukraine as incentive, as an incentive to information about his would-be opponent, Mr. Biden, at the time during the campaign. Y'all remember this? This all kind of ties together. Andrew with the big super chat. Thank you so much. I see it. Thank you so much. Says, keep it going, my dear. They planted the things on her. The timing is funny, says Andrew. I just don't think she's that bold, especially in Russia. Like I said, I think anybody can have a slip. Anybody can be caught on a bad day. Anybody can, forget that they have something that they have. This has happened, to many of us. But the way this happened and the timing around it, and she, being who she is, really made me think, something is not right with this. Something's not right. It just didn't sit right with me. Again, I do not believe everything that Russian media says. So I looked at it, and could be my lawyer's side, with the air of skepticism. I'm looking at it. I'm like, nah, this don't feel right, y'all. This don't look right, y'all. This is not it. I just don't think someone with as high a profile as Miss Griner would just break the law out, right. But again, stranger things have happened. But I agree with Andrew. I looked at it with an air of skepticism. I kept thinking to myself, this don't seem right. This don't sound right. And if it doesn't pass the smell test, usually it doesn't, it does, mean there's something more to it. So I thought to myself, let me drop the link. Y'all are welcome to come in. I'm going to start kind of by just laying out a few facts about what happened, when, and where, so that those of you who are watching who have not heard the story of what happened to BRITTNEY Griner and why she's sitting in a Russian jail right now can catch up. So again, there's been some press. I think there can be more press around her. If it was, let's just say anyone else, we might be hearing a lot more about it. Let me drop the link, and in case anybody wants to come up a little later. Actually, I will let folks up pretty quickly today because I want to hear what you have to say. But we're going to outline who Ms. Griner is, why she is so valuable to the Russian government if, push comes to shove, if things go really south. We have an American citizen. Not only that, a national icon, some would call her, someone who has played on an international level for her country, someone who is a multi-year WNBA All-Star, one of the, I would say, faces of the WNBA, and she is in peril. She is facing real time in Russia. So we're going to see what you have to say. Thank you, Andrew, for the super chat. Love you. Thank you so much for the support. Yes, drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Yes. A Magnificent says, 10 years for some oil. This is what I had to say. I said, this is not even like she had the real thing. And it was like, I would expect that. And again, I'm not an expert on Russian criminal law and penal code as it comes, as it pertains to drugs. But I thought, golly, you would have thought she had three pounds of the stuff, the real stuff. Real stuff. Phone going off. And I thought to myself, no, that is not correlating with, again, what we do here in the United States. But of course, we're not in the United States. It is a different country. It is a different culture. It is a place where they don't tolerate as much as we do, bad behavior. We are talking about a communistic government that has very good reason to make an example out of her, even if, like I said, she did make this era. This is an unforced, really, really detrimental era. But I don't know. I just can't see her doing it. But again, according to the Russian officials, this is what she did. West Philly in the building, Andre says. Miss Globe Girl, welcome. She says, this just doesn't make any sense. Why would she have this substance? Exactly. So unless I think of it as like, goodness gracious, unless it was like she forgot that she had the vape pen in her bag, unless it was something crazy like this, someone gave it to her, put it in her bag, she didn't get a chance to look back. I do not know, but in my head, I'm quite confused as to why anyone, knowing the rules, knowing the laws, would put themselves in such danger. Just doesn't make sense to me. So we'll see what you guys have to say. Yes, Miss AKA lady says, I vaguely heard about this story. California in the building, says some breeze. Yay. Oh, thank you. I did post a couple photos. Y'all ain't ready for my shoot, though. Y'all ain't ready. I got a few more for you. You're welcome. Took a photo shoot. And I'm going to take one more on this Saturday before I switch up my her again. You know, we got to make good use of everything. But yeah, I was feeling it for Women's History Month, you know, International Women's Day. So check out that post, if you will, in my community page. I want to say hello to a few more folks before I get this party started. Yes, Sunday live would be chill. Okay, cool. Because I'm thinking about it. Saturday gonna be too crazy for me. Yes, you know about that grind. Yes, says some breeze. That's what we trying to do out here. Streets is popping, really, right? It's a lot going on. So driver's seat, thank you, welcome. First time seeing you. Makes this comment. What makes them think they can smoke and get away with it in certain countries? Now, this is the thing. So we are going to play devil's advocate, looking at both sides of the coin and possibilities here. And maybe she, you know, playing devil's advocate, looked at it and was like, oh, it's just a vape. They're not going to worry about it. Then comes the drug sniffing dog. Uh-oh, alert, alert, alert. Something is in this bag. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I don't know. This is another way of looking at it, as if she had the attitude of, oh, ain't nothing, it's just a pen. Why not? It's hard to tell because there's so little information. Again, we just saw her mugshot, and that was the first time people had seen her in several weeks since she had been arrested. So we're going to get to some facts. Driver's seat ads. Yes, they do not like LGBTQ either. In Russia, there has been a lot of crackdowns when it comes to this community. Yeah. What made her think she could get away with it? So there's two ways of looking at it, his or her. Driver's seat's opinion, not mine. I don't know. I don't know if it's a get away with situation. That's what makes this hard. Again, she is not a stranger to Russia. She has traveled back and forth there for several years. Y'all hit the like button. And I was thinking to myself, she should know the rules. Of course, she must have an agent locally. She must have people that drive her, you know, talk to her and let her know what she should do. And of course, she was playing for a team there. So I'm sure they had you know, people go over the rules, HR, ethics, whoever it was, to make sure she understood, you know, the rules for where she was working and what is permissible and what is not. So if this was a case, let's say, for argument's sake, of blatant disregard, that's a whole different avenue that we can travel down. There are others that are, again, speculating that there is no way she knew. So it can, again, go either way. We don't know. There are facts that are going to be unfolding, I'm sure, in weeks to come. We haven't heard her statement. They have a different, what should I say, code of jurisprudence and in terms of how their laws work. And at the end of the day, it's a communist society there where the oligarchs and the president, the top, really makes the decisions for you. You think the judges have decisions there? Uh-oh, maybe not. Not like hopefully in our system here. There's a lot of influence by those who run the country on the court system. So we are going to make sure we go into it a little bit more. What's up, guys? Says Jay Bones. Welcome. Says, what's up? Sorry, says Jay Bones. Yes. Hold on now. Driver's seat says she slipped and missed her exit. Oh my goodness. Driver's seat says, on a positive note, if she is in an all field, Lord Jesus, why are we going there, driver's seat? I'm gonna leave that alone. I didn't pre-read that one. Sorry. Charlotte, North Carolina in the business. In the building. Thank you. That threw me off. The EBH Black Show. Welcome. Says, do we know how many carts? I did not see a specific amount. Orlando in the building. The real, okay, so let me see. The EBH Black Show says, it is real THC oil is more concentrated than the flower. Okay, thank you for sharing that. I said hello again, Lando. Good to see you here. Welcome. Brooklyn in the building, says Andrew. All right. So we got some comments. I'm going to be able to read it, some not. All right. So the title of the show does not necessarily reflect my personal opinion. It is a discussion point, but thank you, Free Brittney. I was not hired by Brittney, nor am I working for her as an attorney. I wanted to draw your eyes and your ears and your opinions into this space. So no, we're not looking at it as something I believe. Please know that titles are just that, titles of shows. So don't take it as my own personal belief. Smuggling in another country is a very serious crime. Absolutely. Ridge Raw 7. So if you want to come on up. Love to have your opinion. Welcome. Let me see. The EBH Black Show says she tried to outsmart them. You can't even fly out of every American airport with cannabis cards. I didn't know that. So thank you for that. So she probably, in his opinion, tried to outsmart them. One way of looking at it. Thank you for your opinion. Andrew adds, she is Black. She knows they hate that to begin with. She is a dominant athlete. We know the code, says Andrew. Doesn't the WNBA have rules against drug use as well? Okay, I see you. I see you very much, seeing that it doesn't make sense that she wouldn't know better. So if it was blatant disregard, we're dealing with a whole different mindset, but I see you. Chemo adds, the recent Russia gay propaganda law is quite similar, to the Don't Say bill here in Florida. Interesting. That is, again, a part of the story that I think a lot of people who are afraid for her safety while she's in custody have been raising. That the fact that, again, she's a part of that community as well. And that in Russia, like Chemo is pointing out, there has been government-sponsored, crackdowns when it comes to this particular community. So it puts another layer, it complicates it even a little bit more. Let's see. Ridge Raw says she is rich. You honestly don't think wealthy people can get the herb into Russia? Disrespectful and thinking she's above another country's laws. Stop it. Okay. Ridge Raw has a very, very strong opinion about what's going on and what happened. Okay, cool. Let us get another opinion. Bodacious Lady. Welcome. Bodacious Lady says Brittney Griner is no different, than a former Marine. I saw this too, that she's not the only American, I hear you, that is being held in Russian custody. Thank you for bringing this up, Bodacious Lady. Is no different than the former Marine that is also being held in Russia, in a Russian prison too. Got it. This is a risk a person takes when entering to unknown grounds, no regard for Americans. Hello. So she is not the only person that is in the crosshair. So let's go ahead and start. Y'all see the topic here. I see the block is definitely hot. I see so many comments here I want to get to. And let's see some more. This is that was easy one for Putin. She's Black, she's LGBTQ, and somewhat of a celebrity. I see you. Thanks for being a part and adding your 2 cents to it, your opinion. Thank you, driver's seat. Bodacious Lady says she was leaving Russia. Hey, I see you in the back. Kurt, ready? All right. Okay, muscles. Okay. Yeah. Kurt, I gotta bring you up just cause. Kurt, y'all gotta see this brother. Ready. Y'all gotta see this brother. Yeah, you gonna stay calm? I hope. Yeah. Let's go. All right, couple more comments. I'm gonna bring up my brother Kurt. Y'all welcome. Y'all can follow me on Instagram. Join my Patreon. Thank you. Easy gospel piano lessons in the building. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Talent/celebrity doesn't exempt you, but instead, oftentimes, puts a mark on your back. I hear you. Hello, somebody. All right, so I got Jay Bones in the back. I got Mr. Kirk in the back. We're going to go through. Kirk, do you have a couple minutes? Can I do a couple review of the facts real quick before I bring you up? I see you. Is that okay? Or you want to come up right away? You good? Okay, perfect. I see him in the back here. Miss Mixmaster Miko in the building. Wagwan, my brother. Nice to see you. Or should I say, Wagwan, another fantastic content creator. Glad to see you, Jay Bones. I see you guys. So I'm going to go over the facts. Just a quick review for those who don't know what happened to Miss Griner. So this is Brittney, different looks. This middle one is one of the recent pictures of her in Russia, just released several weeks after she was arrested trying to leave Russia and is allegedly being charged with, and I'm being very, very careful because, again, Russian media is a tool of the government. So we're going to say, according to reports from the government, after she was attempting to leave and had an illegal substance in her bag. But first, let's get to who is Brittney. Let's go. So this is a picture of her. She plays for the Phoenix Mercury on the U.S. side, and she also plays in Russia. That's why she's very, very familiar with, hopefully, protocol. Okay, thank you, Kurt. All right, showing some love. I appreciate it. Can't wait to bring you up, sir. Again, muscles gleaming in the back right now. Thank you very much, if I can say so myself. Thank you for being a part of the show. So, all right, Miss Griner is known as, again, celebrity. You could say, kind of, I wouldn't say maybe A-list, but a known entity. Again, her physical stature, you're going to look at her and think, okay, what does she do? So who is Brittney Griner? So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Move that. All right. So Brittney Yvette Griner is an American professional basketball player for the Phoenix Mercury of the Women's National Basketball Association. She is, I put it in, 6'9", 6'9" tall, can't hide, towering physique. Yes. All right. So she was born where? In Houston, Texas. Stand up. She attended Baylor for college. That's in Waco. Played for the Lady Bears. She is I don't want to even say outstanding. Like, stand out is what I wanted to say. But she just is so talented. Women's game hasn't seen someone like her, right? Attended Baylor for college, where she played for the Lady Bears in Waco, Texas. She's the only NCAA basketball player to both score 2,000 points and block. Yes, 500 shots, right? She's a WNBA multi-all-star as well as Olympic gold medalist. So you can kind of see she comes, from the highest, I would say, basketball pedigree. And she has been, an outstanding addition to the game. Now, what happened was she was arrested, and this came from the New York Post. Why was she arrested? Griner, the 7-time WNBA All-Star, has been detained in Russia for more than 3 weeks now, as of today's show, after cannabis vapes, plural, were allegedly found in her luggage at the airport. Okay, so that's the reporting that is being given to us by the Russian government, that while she was trying to exit the country, she had oil, highly concentrated, according to, who said it? I forgot. Highly concentrated oil in her bag. Hey, Major Change Group, nice to see you. So that we're talking Brittney Griner today. Welcome. Bodacious Lady adds, thank you. You beat me to it. She has played for the team in Russia for 7 years. Yes, since 2015, getting there. She has also had a contract for a team in Russia. Miss Mixmaster Miko adds. Let me see what Chemo said before. No, why y'all call our D-list? Come on, man. No, we're not going to say that. But Chemo's opinion. It's not even me, and it hurts my feelings. So we're going to say she's not as high profile as the NBA. We can say that as a fact. Boy, but yeah, we're going hard. Chemo, keep it real in the paint. So Mixmaster Miko adds, Chemo, WNBA is a major league. I would agree, even though it is not as popular by comparison. I agree with you, Mixmaster Miko. All right, so there she is, Brittney, looking forlorn. It's like in a room. There's a full picture of it. Thank you, Miss Master Miko. You hit it today. Talking about the D is for dunks. Let's go. Exactly. I love it very much. So here she is. All right. Serious note. It is really scary to be locked up abroad. Anybody watch that show, Locked Up Abroad? Anybody? You ever seen it? It is horrific. It is scary. So you have a person now in custody of another government, being governed by, of course, a whole nother set of rules. So as of recently, Brittney's wife, she is married, has come out. We've seen it, I think, vis-a-vis her Twitter, and this I'm getting from New York Post, kind of posted through their story about Miss Griner, what her wife said. Cheryl said about her wife being locked up. So I'll move myself out of the screen so you can see it. It says Brittney Griner's wife, Cheryl, continues to express that the hurt she feels while the basketball star is detained in Russia. Cheryl wrote on Instagram, on Monday, that advice to, quote, stay busy has been insufficient. We love you, babe. Cheryl wrote on Insta, people say, quote, stay busy, yet there's not a task in the world that could keep us from wondering if you are safe. She continued to describe the magnitude of her emotions. Quote, my heart, our hearts are skipping beats every day that goes by without hearing from you. I miss your voice. I miss your presence. You're our person. There are no words to express this pain. I'm hurting. We're hurting. We await the day to love on you as family. Griner played in Russia. Thank you. I think it was Bodacious Lady pointed it out, in Russia since 2014-2015 season. According to AP, she earns. This is another part of the discussion that's being raised, that if she was making more money in the US of A, like some of the men, just saying, would she have that to be in Russia in the first place? So there's this pay equity argument that's being raised. Now it says here, she earns, according to the New York Post, $1 million per season in Russia. Okay, that's why she was there. $1 million per season, which is what? Quadruple her WNBA base salary. If she were to play stateside only, Griner would stand to make up to $500,000. That would have to include bonuses and marketing deals. So why was she there? Everybody's like, why is she there? Well, she's there because she got to make this bread, and that she makes quadruple what she makes in the United States. Quadruple what she makes in the United States. That's why she was over there hustling, right? Paying 2 seasons. So people have also made the statement that this is a very difficult situation because, she had to go over there and make more money than she would here. And so there's a pay equity argument being made. This picture came from Instagram, I think when they were just engaged, Brittney and Cheryl. And again, condolences, I don't want to say it like that, but our heartfelt thoughts and prayers are going to go out to Miss Cheryl and the whole family of Brittney Griner and all those who love and care about her. Okay, so this is a serious situation. So we're going to bring up our guest before we go any further. I see you. You ready, Mr. Kurt D? Woo-hoo.
Hello.
Ladies, are you ready? Yes. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Me do good.
You do good? Your muscle, them I do good? Your shirt, them I do good? Kurt came straight from the gym. Kurt.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was getting ready to go to the gym, but yeah. But I saw the promo for the show, and I thought, this is an interesting one. I'd actually call in on this one.
And what are your thoughts? Tell me.
Well, I think it's very, very serious, right? Because I've traveled abroad for work, and when you're in certain countries, in country they warn you, super duper careful, running afoul of any kind of laws. And these countries are so much different than the US. I mean, you're from Jamaica, I'm from America. You understand how things can be in certain parts of the world, right?
And you don't want to get caught up in it.
No. The authorities have power like somebody born in this country cannot comprehend.
Exactly. You do what the police tell you to do. The police tell you to move on. I hate getting pulled over by police in Jamaica. Love them, but I get nervous. I look so American. I'm just ready for what they're going to ask me to do. And a lot of people, if you haven't traveled abroad, don't understand this. So yes, great point.
No. So, just a quick Google search, and you see that there are 2 other Americans that have been arrested, serving, I think, like 9-10-year sentences. They're both males, both Caucasians. And I believe the U.S. government has publicly said at least one of them that is trumped up charges, and he's serving his time. Yeah. Right. So her being famous doesn't automatically mean she'll get out. And she's not famous enough where people will remember her. A couple of weeks from now, people may just not remember her, literally, right? That's a part of the problem. You're famous, but not famous enough, if that makes any sense.
No, I hear you.
There's also that problem.
That's what Kimo said. Kimo said, yeah, okay. People care, but it's not like, an A-list celebrity person.
Yeah, because I had heard of her from back when she played at Baylor, because I just watched a lot of ESPN, but most people don't follow sports like that. You know what I mean? So they literally have never heard of this lady before. Never heard her name or anything. They don't watch the WNBA, what have you, but she's essentially a bargaining chip. That was just common sense, right? So I'm not a lawyer like you, but I'm a certified public accountant. So I guess I know enough about the law to be dangerous.
Yeah, of course. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So, it's very difficult because she's just going to be a pawn, right, for Putin and company, potentially at any rate. Because maybe she really messed up. Maybe it's all legal, she got caught up in something or what have you. Or it's just a pawn to be maneuvered on the chessboard, so to speak. Russians are great at chess.
Yeah, for real. Like we playing checkers, they playing chess over there right now. Right. I feel like that's what's happening across the board.
Yeah.
Like, are we really taking in what Mr. Putin is doing, and are we reacting appropriately? I mean, that's a whole nother show. So you think she's going to end up basically like the other 2 and serving out a full sentence, that kind of thing?
Well, I think if within the next couple of weeks she's not released, then it looks pretty bad. Then I would think that the odds of her getting out would decrease sharply, I would think,
I think, like I said, I want to read a couple. Thank you again, Mr. Kirk, for your super chat. Thank you for showing love. Do you have a channel as well? Just sorry.
I do. Yeah. Yes, by my name, Kurt D.A. Anderson Fitness. So,
so the CPA that keep the summer body going, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's read a couple of comments, and then I'll get your feedback as well, and I'll bring you up, J-Bones, just momentarily. So Bodacious Lady says she was leaving Russia. If this item is illegal in Russia, how did she get the item from the black market? Like, again, interesting question. Again, topic, y'all hit the like button. How did the USA national basketball team member and WNBA All-Star Brittney Griner end up in a Russian prison? And what does it mean now that we are seeing the escalated tensions due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine? So will she, like Kirk is saying, become this ultimate pawn? Do people care enough? Is she a high enough profile person that people pay attention and say, hold on, U.S. government, y'all send Kamala over there to come get him out and bring her back? In all seriousness, no, but is she that high profile of a person? Let me see what else the people got to say. The comments I'll always have to play catch up with. Yes, Mix Master Miko says locked up abroad is scary. I used to watch that. Have you ever seen that, Kurt?
Yes, I have. Yes, very scary.
Man, they don't bring nothing. And I tell people it's not like American jail overseas. No. They don't feed you. You don't have a regular, latrine. You don't get to just, make a phone call. People try to stab up people in jail.
Yeah.
It's a different animal. You got to bring your own blankets in Jamaica, I think, your own linens. Like, people got to bring certain
stuff. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, like in certain places, I'm sure, they provide. But in other places, like, you have to bring your stuff. Like, people got to cook and bring for you.
Right.
It's not provided. This is not the United States. So it's
no. I think one of the 2 gentlemen that are currently locked up, he's on some kind of hunger strike to protest the conditions.
I bet.
So that's supposed to tell you, because I think he's an ex-Marine, so he's clearly not a wimpy type of individual, right? I'm sure he's a tough guy. He's used to harsh environments, but even he's going on a hunger strike. So yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it can be pretty. Y'all hit the like button. Welcome again. Suzette Speaks here. Thank you, Jill, for stopping by. Please hit like as you come in. I'm having a fantastic conversation with this gentleman, Mr. Kurt D. A. Anderson Fitness. He has a channel. If y'all can find his channel, please, moderators, drop his channel in the chat. Let's see what else some people have to say, and I'll bring you up momentarily. J Bones. Let's see. Kimo just adds, I'll put the clarification. It can be viewed as a major league in women's sports. Clarification. I meant that is not one of the highest ranking leagues in the US. Okay, point. Well taken. Mixmaster Miko adds, even after the currency exchange rate between the ruble, I think it's ROU, and the USD, I think it's declined tremendously. It was like cents to the dollar last time I checked, and it has been going down. Their stock market has been going down while our gas prices have been going up and food prices and every other, major staple in the American economy. Yes. So I see Bodacious Lady adds, the question is, Brittney Griner being used as a pawn, and if so, why? Okay. Is she? And if so, why? It is my understanding that she was warned over 7 months ago that something like this, really, please let me know where you got the information. Please let me know where you get the information, that she was warned. I have not read that. I'm not saying I've read every piece of information about this case, but please let me know, Bodacious Lady, bringing up something new. Yes, Curry says, Suzette, just get the police of Jamaica a little money. Y'all see, I stopped that. I don't want. I can't stand it. I'd be like, oh my God, don't talk. You sound American. Don't talk. I'm always my cousins. I just sit back. Please don't ask me anything, sir. We're just driving. Sorry, we were going a little fast.
Right.
Appreciate you. Nice to see you, Igwe's daughter. Yes, Nuggle said, what up with the muscle? Listen, I gotta check out the channel like yesterday. Let's go. We in the fitness season. Kimo asked, did that guy spray his body up or what? That's that shea butter. That's that natural glistening. I'm saying, bro. Olive oil, coconut oil. What's going on over there? I love it. Bodacious Lady says, okay, cool. I read that the president is taking this as a big deal and working to get Brittney back home. That's what I'm hoping. Behind the scenes, again, Jen Psaki, who works for the White House. She's the press secretary pretty much every day now. She gives a press briefing, what's going on, how we're handling what's going on in Ukraine and in domestic affairs, what we're doing. And she was asked about it specifically today. And she was like, can't comment on specific cases. So that to me was like, all right, they working. They just can't say they're not doing it. All right. Listen, Ivan says, Africa, go get our sister. Thank you. We're just bringing some reality to light. Absolutely. They loving some Kirk. Awesome, Kirk. Yes. Says skin care do's and don'ts with Latasha Moore. Welcome. Says he liking. No, I don't think so. Joe John says, are laws in other countries to be disregarded? No. And again, Americans get a bad rap, guys, depending on where you travel, that we don't like to adjust and realize we're not in America anymore. This is a problem. And I've traveled. I've been to South Africa. I've been to some places in Central America. Yeah, you can see the Americans. We different when we travel. We are a lot more, I don't know. Depends on everyone. I'm broad strokingly like generalizing right now, but yeah, we're different. We have a high expectation of what can be done, and oftentimes, depending on where you're traveling and the access to resources, they can't do everything the way they do it in America. Like sending food back overseas, they're looking at you like, you still gonna pay? What you gonna do? Have you ever seen some people send food back overseas? I'm like, that's not how it works here.
No.
You gonna pay for both meals. You're welcome.
Yes.
Like, people, the customs of any country you travel to is something that obviously you should become very familiar with, and working even the more so. You should have a very good knowledge of the do's and don'ts, especially if you partake in these type of activities. But let's go. No, they shouldn't be disregarded. Kenarda, shout out to everyone I clicked on. Now I suddenly feel compelled to do some pull-ups. Don't you know it? Apply the pressure, Kirk. Apply the pressure. Yes. Sunbreeze adds, Kirk D.A. Anderson Fitness looks ready to grill. Very marinated. What? Sunbreeze, that's a good one. That's a good one. Ooh, child. Okay, Bodacious. Okay, this is where she got it from. Okay, Washington Post article. Okay, I might pull it up. Said she was warned about this. All
Yeah, I
right.
was wondering about that because the State Department clearly had told Americans to leave or avoid going there. And
Yes.
sometimes, as you've seen
Yes.
over the years, like those two guys who are, I think, hiking on the border of Iraq, Iran, or something, doing crazy things like
Crazy.
that. And then you get arrested, blah, blah, blah. So I was wondering, did she know in advance or she
Right.
didn't know and was going there? Or maybe her club said, no, it's okay
Yeah.
because she makes so much more money. I would
Yeah.
assume her club would have told her to not come if it was that dangerous, so
Yeah.
who knows?
I think she just waited too long.
Yeah.
It yeah, y'all want me, sorry, let me put a little hashtag since y'all don't want me to say free Britney. I'm gonna say bring home Britney. Still gonna say free Britney because I like the title because it was a play on Britney Spears because that was it for years.
Yes.
Free
Yeah.
Britney. So
Yep.
I was like, okay, let's get the algorithm going.
Yes. That's
Free
smart.
Britney.
Smart.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Y'all think
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a statement. It's just a title
Right.
of a YouTube show, guys, to get people to watch. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Hit the like button, y'all. We're having a conversation. J Bones, I'm bringing you up now. If you want to support, there goes the Cash App. If you want to join my Patreon, we're doing more personal development over there. Again, we have some interesting shows coming up. I may be changing some of my show schedule. I'm going to try to go hard next week to kind of make up for this week because I hadn't been able to basically be on as much as I wanted to. Won't be on this Saturday, most likely Sunday. And next week we're going hard, y'all. So welcome. If you're just joining, hit the like button. Go over to Patreon. Check me out there as well for exclusive content not available on YouTube. And I want to welcome y'all again. Free Britney, bring home Britney are the hashtags and the title I've chosen for this show because we are talking about WNBA 7-time All-Star Olympic gold medalist, and some would say superstar Brittney Griner getting detained in Russia after, according to Russian officials, cannabis oil, was found in vape pens that she had with her while traveling back to the United States through the airport. There was an alert by drug sniffing dogs, and she was detained. She had not been seen for several weeks until a recent RTV, which is the Russian national media release of her mug shot from Russia. So our family has been quite concerned. Those of us who are, sports buffs, I paid attention. I wanted to see what was going on and how it would be handled, and if people are going to care enough to ensure that she is brought home safely. Now, does the U.S. government have that kind of power? Who knows? Because it's Russia.
Yeah.
So, and there's a war. So as much as we want to free Britney, or at least see that she comes home after, paying the penalty if she did what they claim she did. Again, I don't trust every and anything said by Russian media. I want to see what you guys think may unfold. So it's very early on. Not a lot of information is available. Thank you guys for participating. Hit the like button for me. I'm gonna bring up J Bones now. How are you, J Bones? You ready? How you doing, sir? Hey, J Bones.
Hey, how are you guys?
How are you?
Good evening.
Always a pleasure. Yeah, man. So you listening to what we're talking about, and what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I'm jealous because this guy's been working out a little too much.
Skirt.
I'm a
Run
little,
away.
I'm definitely jealous. Shout out to RM and Sunbreeze in the chat, the greatest mods ever. Suzette, how are you?
Thank you.
Yeah, this is a really interesting it's a really interesting topic. Well, here's the good news. Through the grapevine, told by my superiors, she should be coming home. Like this thing is gonna get solved.
Hold on now. You know the inside. Okay, let's get it, Jay.
Yeah, I know a little. Yeah, I know a little something. I know a little something. It was, I work I'm a communications officer at the United Nations, so
You ain't
I
gotta
know a
tell us
little
all.
bit.
Don't tell all your business. Don't tell all your
Yeah.
business. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I know a little bit,
really, but you know what you're talking about, though. You know what
the
you know.
State Department has been working like 24 hours to try to get her home, so it's not gonna. From what I've been told, is looking positive. But the problem is with Putin, you just never know what's gonna happen. You
Right.
just never, yeah, you just never know what's gonna happen. It's like it's always something new, but there's a whole lot of ins and outs. And one of the things about it too is like Suzette's like Americans never pay attention. It's also sometimes their fault. A lot of times Americans never pay attention when they travel overseas. They think they're still in America. a lot of times they still think they're in America. You don't understand when you go
Yeah,
to someone else's you go to somebody else's house, you got to follow their rules. And
absolutely.
this is not the first time it happened. I'm gonna tell you, probably years back. I think it was probably before the pandemic. A couple of months before the pandemic, I went to Tel Aviv. I went to Israel to visit my girl's her family there. She's Jewish. She grew up in Israel. So we
Mm-hmm.
went there to go visit her. And when we were there was another WNBA player. I'm not gonna say her name, but
Mm-hmm.
she had gotten into something situation. She broke conduct, and they had to punish
Mm.
her, and it's back to the whole thing. Is like, you got to understand, if you go into someone else's country, you have to respect their rules. You have to read between the laws. You got to know regulation before you even get there. Sometimes you're just on the plane eating the peanuts, but you don't know where you're going. You don't understand that you have to read the book. You have to understand
Yeah.
the code, the guidelines, I've been in that situation before, like, even as someone who works, as part of the government. I've been to another country before, and they'd be like, "Hey, you did not know that you needed this before you got here. Turn around, go back
Mhm.
in the plane, and go back to America."
Ooh,
It's really that harsh. You have to know where you're going. You have to understand the
yes,
rules. You have to respect people's houses before you get there.
yes.
Also, I do feel sorry for her, because a lot of the NBA, the WNBA sisters, due to the, unfortunately, some of the low salaries, they can't even survive here, so they have to play another half of the season overseas, which is crazy, because they get paid more there than they get paid here. That's the one thing that strikes me completely backwards. Like,
Yeah,
they get paid overseas. I know
way
some of the
more.
kids, yeah, way more. I know some of the kids, they're like 17, 18. Some of my nephews, they play basketball in high school here. They go overseas during the summer, and by the
Oh,
time they're done with 3 months of playing basketball, they come back home with like 30,000 in their pocket at
Oh, wow.
17. Yeah, yeah,
yo.
at 17 years old. Yeah, the game has changed. The game has completely changed, because
Mm.
America's America's what do you call it? Just I guess marketing is a big
Yeah,
deal now,
yeah,
and
no.
NBA is a
The
big deal.
NBA, one thing they're gonna do is they're gonna drop a league, they're gonna market, they're
They're
gonna
gonna
have
market
people
it.
excited,
Yeah.
they're gonna
Yeah.
drop a basketball
You
camp
can
and this
go.
and
Yeah,
that.
you can go to Turkey. They have
It's
like contracts
global.
now. You can go to
Oh yeah.
Turkey. You got like 17-year-old kids. You can go to Turkey. You can leave high school, go to Turkey for the summer, and go make some bread and come right back. Like, you could be 16, 17, make like a little 20,000, 30,000 in your pocket, just keep it on a low, play in the summer league real quick, and
Mhm.
Turkey,
Develop
Portugal.
yourself, yeah.
Exactly. And once they hear you're American, you just might get another extra 10,000. But yeah, this is a real tough it's a real
Is
tough
this
thing.
just for
But
men or women can do that too?
the women can do it too. It's not even. I mean, Britney's making. From what I've heard, I don't want to pocket check her, but I heard that she makes like real buku bread.
I
Like, she
believe it.
makes real, yeah,
They
over
they
there.
quoted as saying 1 million, but I think it was more. I'm like,
It was more than
oh,
that, because
you
they
wouldn't
you add
kill
on.
yourself to like not kill yourself, but like
Yeah,
go do like a whole nother season.
true,
Pressure on
true,
your body, pressure on your mind, physical and being
true.
away from your
Yeah,
family if it
definitely.
wasn't worth
Yeah,
the money.
they gave.
Um,
I
Oh, hey,
remember.
Queen Regina. Hold on with the super chat. Hold on. Welcome, Peter M. I see you. Dapper Gent says, well, that guy got 9 years and he's still doing his time. But Queen Regina came and stopped the whole conversation with the big super chat. Thank
Hey,
you.
Queen.
Welcome, Queen. Thank you so much. I saw your comment on my community page earlier. I appreciate you, sis. Thanks for being here. And thank you so much for your support. Mean it, mean it, mean it. Just a huge surprise. And thank you again for always being around. I know you go from channel to channel. And I love seeing you here. And when you're here, you always contribute to the conversation. So thank you, Queen Regina, on the big super chat. Thank you so much. Sorry to interrupt, J Bones, but I had to take a pause on that.
No, no problem at
Uh,
all. Shout out to
but
Queen for
yeah, I was
that. Shout out
thinking.
to Queen
So
Regina.
when you say women can do it, when I thought about it, I meant was asking about high school girls, or you think that's too dangerous? Is high school boys only?
From what I've heard, because sometimes you gotta you gotta play the game right, or if Uncle Sam finds out that you over there making bread, he gonna be like, nah, you gonna have to pay tax
Problems.
on it. But yeah, if you can
Ah,
go, I've heard situations like you can go into like Turkey and Portugal, because my nephews, they play soccer over there in Sweden, so they're making like really good money, like 250,000 for just one season and coming right back. And
where
yeah,
where are we
Japanese.
living? What are we doing?
Yeah, they got Jamaican players that leave Montego Bay. They go into Japan, they play there for like one season, make 150,000 and come right back. So yeah, it's a big deal. It's a
money
really
to be
big deal.
made.
It's money to be made. Yeah, yeah. And Uncle Sam wants to tax you, so you got to keep it on the low.
Well, I
You
ain't
got
gonna
to
tell you.
keep.
I'm an officer of the law, so I'm gonna tell you to pay your
Yeah, you
tax.
got to keep it on the low. You got to keep it on the low. Yeah,
But
it's
that's so
But I
interesting
wish
to
they
know.
would do more. You know, that's the thing, though. Suzette, they should do more for the sisters here in the WNBA. Then they wouldn't have to get caught up in this nonsense. You know, they can't market them in America. It makes no sense at all. They're paying some. I've heard WNBA players being paid like 40,000 a year. That's
Well,
nothing. That's
the
peanuts.
soccer girls, the soccer women just got equal pay and back pay. I think settlement
Yep.
in recent
Mhm.
Yep.
weeks. I
Yeah.
don't know if
Look how
I
long
mean
that took.
I know years. The people
Yeah.
don't
Look
even
how
play
long
no
there
more.
took. Yeah.
Megan Rapinoe
Yeah.
and them and the class action lawsuit was won because
Yeah.
again they win championships. The women's soccer USA national
Mhm.
women's team. The men don't, and
Hmm.
you're paid like peanuts compared to the men. Like, come on, they
Exactly.
lose every World Cup,
Yeah.
or they don't even
Yeah.
make it to the rounds.
They
You
don't
watch
make it.
them,
They don't make
you'll
it.
cry.
They don't make it there. It's
The
not forget
U.S.
winning. They don't even make it there. Yeah, it's
I don't.
like
I can't even get into it. First
the
of all,
women's soccer team. They've been dominating since the 80s. The
yes,
women's
Yeah.
I
national, yeah,
remember
they've been
Brittany
dominating since the
Chastain. You remember her when she
yep,
took off her
yep.
shirt and her bra, and she was like,
And she was yelling. Yeah,
"You
I remember that.
remember
Yeah,
that?"
I was
It's like,
watching. I remember as a kid growing up in Ghana, I used to watch them, and I'm like, damn, they're like really good. Like they're
yes,
Yeah.
like really good. Yeah, if you come from
solid
a soccer nation,
technical soccer. When you watch them,
solid,
you're like,
solid,
or
great.
football,
Yeah,
excuse me. When you
Yeah.
watch them,
yeah,
I'm like, the women, they playing like, oh my gosh, they say a clinic. Like, I'm like, whoa, everything
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
like, and
Very
I'm the
technical.
person that goes to the soccer match and I be yelling in the stands. I am a
Sure.
out loud fan.
Of
So, and
course, we're
I'll be
Jamaicans.
and I love, but
Yeah.
when I see the men play, U.S. men, it just hurts my heart. I don't
They
even
look
think they
horrible.
even do. They want the best players in the country, or do they just want who they want? Because sometimes I feel like there's maybe some better players than make the national team. Is that just me, or
No, it's like with the
No.
men, it's like mostly what happens is that they're just not grooming them. I mean, they're still playing on carpet. Just think about that, Suzette. Yeah, they're still playing on carpet. Like where we grew up at, we grew up playing grass.
Right.
So you wonder why they yeah,
you
you
talking
wonder
about playing
why
on
they
carpet? Oh my goodness, sun breeze with the super. Oh my goodness, hit them, I gotta make a
shout out to
ra.
Sunbreeze.
No comment, just love. Shout out Bay Area in the building. Thank you. Sun Breeze with the cool 101. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Always here, moderator for this channel, holding me up and has given very generously. Thank you very much to Sun Breeze coming out of the gate. Thank you very much, sis. Thank you. Thank you so much. So as you were saying, yeah, the men's soccer, I can take it or leave it. So let me ask you that. So do you think women's basketball will ever gain the, should I say, similar place as it does overseas? Like, do you think we have a fan base that wants to get into women's WNBA, or do you think it's not ever going to get the same traction? I don't even
I
think
don't
it can
think
be the same as NBA. I'm not going to put it, give it that challenge. But
yeah.
do you think it'll ever get more mainstream? Probably.
I don't think that they're ever gonna get to the point that they're gonna get because one of the things about it too is that the NBA is actually I remember and it was actually true. The NBA players, one player makes 300 million a year.
I know.
And yeah, it was like I remember one time James Harden was like, I'm not getting paid enough. Oh, okay. Okay.
Sure.
Well,
Sure.
thanks for saying that. But back then, a lot of actually people just found out and it's true the NBA players actually are not getting paid what they're supposed to get paid because some of the times their money is deducted and given to the women because no one shows up to the WNBA. The NBA keeps the lights on for the WNBA because they don't for some strange reason people never show up to watch WNBA play. And a lot of people don't know because it's like wouldn't more women show up to watch other women and support them?
That's what I'm like. I'm confused
Yeah,
now. I
but
went to
they
the
don't.
WNBA a long time ago as a
Yeah,
little girl when I was
Lisa
playing in
Leslie.
high school ball, and it was newish. And we went as a team. I remember going to WNBA games. And I like you're talking, I'm like, well, I haven't been to one, so maybe there's some truth to that. And I generally like sports. Now I'll go to a Heat game now. Shout out to the people who give me some tickets every now and then. But I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, it's not surprising really because it's two ways to look at it. A, the WNBA has a ton of money that they're not sharing with the players, or it's capitalism. People just aren't that interested in the product, right? Because I've watched female basketball. Like I remember some years back when UConn had this ridiculous streak. But I remember thinking I was watching them because they were crushing everybody and they're very technically skilled, but it wasn't exciting.
It was.
You don't see like Allen Iverson with a crazy crossover or somebody dunking in somebody's face. It's the same thing with most sports. You need, like, if you think of the female sports that are super exciting, gymnastics, Simone Biles. Why? Because she's doing crazy stuff in the air. If she was just not doing crazy stuff in the air, you wouldn't watch it. But in basketball, you're going to say LeBron, Michael Jordan. There's no, if a lady comes along that's doing crazy stuff,
well, Brittney can dunk. Brittney Griner dunk, didn't she dunk?
Yeah, she dunks like literally every
crazy
it's
exciting,
like,
right?
Yeah,
no
she ain't jumping.
Exactly. It's
she ain't
nothing
jumping.
like boom.
Yeah,
It's nothing like
jumping.
that.
She's not jumping from the foul line or anything like
No.
that. Like,
But Simone Biles is doing things we have never seen a human being, male or female, do before.
Very
so
true.
that attracts you. You're like, wow, look at what she just did. That's incredible. So I think I agree with JD that I don't see that happening. One thing I was curious about, maybe either of you guys may be able to answer this, is the WNBA hasn't come out saying, hey, free Brittney, bring Brittney back home. I haven't heard them say anything. That I thought was strange for a major league to, I don't know if they're being quiet because
government asked them to, because that's the only thing I
because
can
they're
think
working
of.
something out. That part, I don't know.
The WNBA should be posting bail. I don't know how they work over
there. There are, what's his name? There are people from this. Unfortunately, the WNBA players are not so popular. So even if they send out tweets, it's like, all right, who is this person? We got to go find out who they are. But but NBA players have been. Yeah, NBA players have. I found this morning. What's his name? Reggie Miller, the famous from the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, he's been very heavy on trying to get Brittney back home. He's been talking about it 24/7.
So Reggie, thank God for Reggie. I used to love Reggie Miller. Y'all remember when he scored like 11 points in like 10 seconds or something like that? Y'all remember that game?
Hitting fadeaway shots. Spike Lee having a heart attack on the side.
Sweet. I remember. I watched that live.
Well, his sister was big in basketball, so I could see the connection there.
Yeah. She was a beast too. She was
Cheryl probably is involved too. Major Change Group said, y'all lost me. I don't watch sports like that. Sorry. But I think on the legal side, let me see. Peter, Investor M, how are you? Says, is a collective bargaining agreement like the NFL, share TV ad revenues, okay, sale of jerseys, logos, proceeds with the player union. So there is an agreement. Between, it sounds like NBA and WNBA. You guys can confirm. Is that what he's saying?
I think he was saying that would be something that would actually help boost. Yeah, it would basically boost it. But I remember they tried doing that and it didn't work because just the popularity of the WNBA. It's like, here's the thing, Suzette. Men show up to watch and support the WNBA. You can barely find any women there. I don't know if you've ever been to a WNBA game.
I don't know. I can't confirm it or not. I just know I did it back in the early 2000s. I remember, and it was pretty new. It was exciting. It was like something so different. And I remember they had like great marketing campaigns around it, and it was fun.
The other league. There was another league before the which I remember my brother pointed out was actually better, but because the NBA was subsidizing the WNBA, it beat the other league. But the other league, I think, was better. I don't remember the name of it.
Okay, I'm not aware. I didn't know that. You know about that, J Bones?
No, I probably. What year was this?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Don't take it back. Don't take it back. Okay, Canardak adds. Canardak adds. He's spitting facts right now about the product. Because keep in mind, it's been around since 1997. Oh, that long. Wow. That long and still can't generate that product. Okay. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, the men. Like, I remember when you go to the WNBA game, I remember like they would, it's just basically men, because men, we, as long as some sports is being played, we just gonna show up anyway. We don't matter. So you go to the WNBA game, it's a whole bunch of dudes. Like, it's kind of fun though, because I remember one time when I went and I turned around and I saw Chris Paul sitting right next to me. I was like, oh, what do you do? What are you
he
doing
went and
here?
supported. Okay, that's
Yeah,
pretty
he went.
cool.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Paul. Rest in peace to Kobe. Kobe was a big advocate
No,
for the
true, because
WNBA.
of the daughter. Yeah, because of the
Yeah,
daughter,
Yeah.
and
because of the
he
daughter.
saw
Yeah,
Gigi
yeah,
potential.
Gigi. Yeah, Gigi
Rest in
was
peace,
out there
Kobe,
killing it
man.
too. Yeah, rest in peace.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
he was a big advocate. He was a big
very
advocate
big
of getting their
advocate. Yeah,
pay up and trying to make the league something that was more, I guess, appealing.
true.
Kimo said, I followed the WNBA for years, but yeah, when it was that first crop, I can't remember like that. Lisa Leslie and the what is it, Tarasi and
Diana
Diana
Taurasi.
Taurasi,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there was that. Yeah, the people that came from like the Yukons, and I just remember Don Staley was big.
yes, yeah,
Don Staley, Tarazi. There were just some very high profile, I think, coming from the college game women that
Yeah.
was like, ooh, I want to see what they do now that they have their
Yeah.
own league kind of thing. But I
yeah,
do agree with Kimo after a while because I'm like, dang, have I ever been like, even when I visit Atlanta or other places, I always go to
yeah.
NBA.
But it's the
But we don't say, let's go to W. No, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's good. I'm just trying to think, why don't we say that? Like, we just don't
Yeah.
say that. We just
They
say,
like the
okay,
excitement. It likes
yeah,
the
we gotta
excitement.
go
Yeah.
to the Hawks game. We're gonna go to the. I've gone to Braves games when I'm in
Yeah.
town. I've gone to all kinds of games, but I have not gone to a WNBA. Like I'm thinking
Yeah.
to myself, like am I the problem here?
No, I mean,
Trying to figure it out.
think of like the Olympics again,
Interesting.
right? The Olympics, the females 100-meter finals. People care about that because those
Yeah.
women are fast. They look incredible and they're super fast. If they were slow, nobody would watch it.
No, and
Yeah.
they're
But if
they're
you think
phenomenal.
about it though, here's the thing. Even in the Olympics, I'm glad because you two are here, so you can definitely confirm on this one.
Mhm.
If you notice, even the Olympics, when you watch it, even when I was a kid, when I was growing up, people kind of never really tuned in for other people to see them run. But when Jamaica hit the track, everybody was turning
Yeah.
the TV up. You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Everybody
Well,
was
listen,
turning the
hold on,
TV
hold
up.
on.
Yeah.
We gotta go back. You gotta give respect to FloJo. You gotta
FloJo
give
was a
respect.
beast. Yeah, she was
People loved
definitely.
her because she had that femininity mixed with power.
Yeah.
Yes.
She had this
Yeah, and she had a lot of style.
beautiful locks, that
That
pretty
style
long
was
nails. Y'all think
beautiful.
Yeah.
Shakira got something? Nah, baby.
Yeah.
Nah.
FloJo came out with that one thick thigh showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
in
even.
that tracksuit.
She
Looking
invented
like,
that.
woo.
She invented that one
I
thigh
mean,
thing.
I thought
She
she was
invented that.
poetry in motion. I used to
Yeah.
look up at FloJo like she was the most pretty.
Crazy.
Like the hair used
She
to be
was.
Yeah.
flowing
Mhm.
and everything in place, eyelash, lipstick. I was like, yes. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just so beautiful to watch her. So I think when you win,
Yeah.
and
When
then
you win.
when you
Yeah.
winning was important. So I don't think it's just when Jamaica kind of got it. I think we got a boost as in Jamaica in the 2000s maybe, because you had the
Yeah.
Merlene Ortiz and you had on the male side not really a lot of dominance. Americans, especially
No.
in the 80s and 90s, dominated track.
They dominated. Yeah.
So yeah, I think you would probably say that this could be true for the last, give me well before Beijing, or just come from you saying did Beijing and coming forward, or what would you guys say? The popularity is of what Jay Bones is saying of Jamaican track athletes.
I think
it to another level essentially.
Yeah.
But again, he's not just fast. He has a personality.
He has the personality.
All of this, and you need that. Again, I come back to excitement. People want to be entertained, right? Whether they want drama, suspense, excitement, whatever. And the WNBA is very clinical to me, right? They're elite athletes, right? But it doesn't have that same energy.
When Steph Curry come and throw that three and you like, yes!
Exactly. Yeah.
He's shooting from half court with his eyes closed backwards.
Yeah, and not even looking at the shot, turning around and running back before he goes.
Yeah.
I
when
love
you look at the NBA, it's like, what's the difference between the NBA and the Harlem Globetrotters? Like, they just out there be doing. Steph Curry's just throwing the ball from like 50 yards and then it's going in.
Yes.
So when you go to, but here's the thing about it, it's a sports thing, though, Suzette. In my opinion, I'm not gonna lie. I've been to WNBA games. It is intense, though. They can ball. I'm not gonna lie, they can ball. Like, they can really. The other girl, it was the girl from.
We used to go to
UConn.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. We used to go to University of Miami girls basketball. They was good. I always had a great time watching UM, and the girls were technical, but they did have handles. It was a couple of them that was like street balling, like so good. But I do remember enjoying that. I was like, where have I seen women play basketball? I'm like, okay, I've gone to college games, but not so much WNBA games. But not to get too digressing, but very interesting as to why, because it was asked a couple times here, and I saw you made your change group. And guys, I would love for your opinion. Why are they making more? I think we've been explaining that it seems that the market is not putting a demand on what they're offering here.
Right.
And I don't know if it's the marketing. I don't know if it's because they don't have like this one kind of singular personality where people say, you know, LeBron, or people say,
Right.
you know, Steph Curry, that one person that has that dynamic presence that draws people not only with their game, but with their, you know, who they were, which I think was Elisa Leslie, which I think was, you know, some of these early on superstars of the WNBA. They were just cool to talk to. Lisa Leslie gave good interviews. She was very personable. She could handle the press well. Some of these ladies I'm not seeing, or at least they're not being maybe even cultivated, because they got a lot of prep and people, you know, coach them. Most athletes anyway should get coaching. But yeah, maybe they haven't done a good job of keeping, you know, a couple people as like the face. And if they are the face, they have to carry more than just the game, if that makes sense. So maybe that's why. And maybe overseas they just have an appreciation for, you know, women's athleticism and women's games. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's stars overseas. Definitely stars overseas.
Yeah. Somebody says, I see sports like physical education in schools. An activity to get kids out of trouble without sports. Oh, yes. We would not have physical health. My brother always says if we did not have particularly high school football, we would have young men running amok in the streets. He says that all the time. Like, we need sports, not only for the adults to kind of keep them occupied and have an outlet, but for sure, high school people, like high school students, they were like, my brother's like, especially when those hormones are kicking in and people are just kind of discovering their manhood, you better channel it positively or you get a lot of mayhem. But I agree with him. If we stop playing high school sports, the country would look different. Like, I don't know what we do with everybody. They'd have to be like, you know, ROTC all day or something, because all that energy and all that. No, it's true. Yeah, Peter Investor M says, some say if they were more dunking, people would show up. Is it true? Well, like I said, she's 6'8", 6'9". She the only one that could do it. I haven't seen nobody else in there doing it.
They crucified. Yeah, they crucified what's his name? Shaq. Shaq had recommended that they lower the rim at one point in time, and
they was
all hell broke loose. People were like, no, what do you think we are as women? You think we're not good enough? And he was like, no, we're talking about marketing here. He said if you bring down the rim, the game will be much more excited. They crucified Shaq. They said, oh, you think you're better than us? He was like, no, you said you wanted to make some money. I'm trying to explain this to you. He said, you trying to talk about some feminism nonsense? Dunk,
it would be just a different. I'm just picturing myself back in my head. I'm not talking about now. If I actually had an opportunity to try to like dunk, that would have changed my life. But the game, like, because that's another poetry of motion. A man up in the air. It is so beautiful to watch. I remember even like in high school, it was such a big deal when like boys who moved from like JV to varsity and they got their first dunk. It was incredible. Wild. When they finally could dunk, we were like, yeah! It was such a big deal. Miss Globe Girl says the WNBA does not put in enough marketing for women players. They did at the beginning though. Goodness. So it doesn't get the same traction as NBA. The women can't get a proper gym to work out in. Okay, European. Thank you. Let's see. Jet Sneetrum says one major reason why we get educated is not to get a certificate hung on the wall, but to make rational decisions. As an American traveler in Russia, at this time, you should be circumspect. I hear you. True. Yeah, we ain't trying to just be smart. Yes, thank you. Kimono for me, the older players were Cynthia Cooper, Lisa Leslie, Becky Hammond, Swin Cash. I forgot about. Were more personal and relatable. Yes, it is easier to spend money to see them. Okay, definitely. So, what do you guys think will be? Y'all bugging me. Tell me what's going on, James. I'll drop the link once more. I'm gonna stay for 50, 20 more minutes, but I would love to hear anybody else who has an opinion on what's going on. We have been waxing philosophical on sports, women's sports in particular, and WNBA. I agree with this. Maybe it's not wrong with them, but there's just more competition, says Peter Investor M. It's because there's a lot more sports competing for our attention. This is true. And they are exciting. They are marketed well. They are exciting. I even watched some downhill skiing during the Olympics. And I was kind of like, why am I watching it? But it was exciting.
It was exciting. It was exciting. Yeah.
And you know, like I think it's called the slalom, the cross country.
Cross country.
Ski, and you just go like this. You go like this for like 5 hours or however long it is. I thought to myself, God, there's one way I'm not dying. That is not going to be doing this. But to think about the athleticism, my mom back in the day had like a NordicTrack machine. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember the NordicTrack.
That was like this.
Yes.
And my mom would be up there like cross country skiing. But that NordicTrack served its purpose. But I thought about like how powerful and well conditioned your body must be, not only to deal with that cold, but to power through how many hours of that. It was interesting to me, and I'm not a big like Winter Games person, but I was watching it and I was really admiring. I'm hearing it by the end when they're coming into the finish line, and I'm like, go girl. I get into it so easily. I'm like, but you're right. Excitement is the key. Interesting. I did not know Shaq said to lower the rim.
The rim.
Ads. They make more money overseas because most European markets have only a few, there you go, popular or major sports. Interesting. America is an oversaturated and crowded market. Very insightful. So it hurts the women's sports. I hear you. We got a lot we can watch.
You see with the Diamond League as well, with track and field. They don't make any money.
I even started watching Diamond League just because of the Jamaicans and Sha'Carri.
Yeah, they make money over there because the only time people watch track and field is at the Olympics and the world.
Unless you are a track person.
Exactly. Yeah. But so it's all Europe is unique that way. They don't have a ton of it's just football / soccer and pretty much nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why the market is not saturated. Very good point, Kimo. Canardak adds the LFL, never heard of it, Ladies Football League. Is this a real thing? Which doesn't get much attention. Oh, wow. Actually has a better gameplay product, says he. Then
well, that
Y'all
makes sense.
This?
They're half naked when they're playing.
But I was going to ask you if this is the lingerie people. This is the lingerie naked. Women?
Yeah, that's them. Yeah. I got to get tickets for that one soon.
Yes.
Well, then, talk about product. Yeah. Well, I'm not knocking the hustle. We have a free market. Let the dollar speak for itself. But okay, LFL. I am not a connoisseur. This last call, y'all. If you want to come up, give your opinion on what's going on. We have been waxing philosophical just about why this lady here, Miss BRITTNey Griner, had to be in Russia in the first place, or chose to be in Russia in the first place, which was so that she can make much more money, quadruple the money that she is able to make here in the United States. For those just joining, she got detained in Russia after trying to travel back home after playing, as she does customarily for the last 7 years, for a Russian basketball team, women's basketball team, not national team, excuse me, women's basketball team. And she was found to have in her luggage, according to Russian officials, vape pens that had the, as it says here, cannabis vape oil were found in her luggage. And then she has not been seen since the arrest until this very photo. This mugshot was released by RTV a couple days ago. And people were very worried because they had not seen or heard from her. That's a big deal to know that she was okay. They just released that one picture. So final thoughts, gentlemen. I'm very last call. If anybody wants to come up, give their opinion. I do think this is going to be an international affair if it drags on because of the escalating tensions with Russia. It's like the timing couldn't be worse. That's why I feel like, and I could be 100% wrong, complete speculation, there was some kind of, choose my words very carefully. There may have been some extenuating factors involved. However, I will check out, just like I think it was Bodacious Lady said, there was a Washington Post article posted in the last week, I think she said, that said she had been warned about this. So that might be a whole, if I read that, I might change my complete narrative. So I'm not going to make any assumptions. As again, it's just, speculation for entertainment, educational purposes, whether or not She will get a fair hearing and fair trial is really my biggest concern now that there is a war brewing.
Right.
And like, again, whether you are arguing that she is a high profile, medium profile, not so much profile, whatever, she's an American, right? A gold medal winning WNBA All-Star playing national figure into whatever degree, right? And again, 10 years is a long time for someone to spend in Russian custody. So I will leave it to my panelists here to let me know, where do you think the Biden administration or goes from here? It would sound like J. Bose, what's going. Yeah, I'm willing to bet on whatever you say. Basically, it sounds like you have a little insider knowledge, let's say. But I do hope she's just safe. I hope that people are not abusing her. That's my thing when it comes to being part of the alphabet, as we say here on YouTube community. I hope they're not doing anything to her, torture, anything like that. There is no evidence of such, but we know that, again, those groups are not protected. As we are seeing, again, some would argue in America they're not protected the way we've seen some Florida laws and other things. But yeah, on a serious note, that kind of human rights concern lives and is real, breathes and is real, because of her visible status as like a woman that is, very tall and, just presents the way she does. We are, justified in our concerns, those of us who are concerned about her well-being, just making sure that she's treated well, fed, and not in any way abused. So what would be your bets, guys? Do you think she's going to be in there for the long haul? Do you think this is something that we'll see resolved in the next 30 days, couple months? I'm willing to, me personally, I don't think Putin gonna let her go. That's how I think. I could be completely wrong, but I think she will become helpful as a negotiating tool, or bargaining chip,
Right.
down the line. Let me put it like this: if the Ukrainian situation drags on, I think he's going to hold her for however long this drags on.
Right.
I don't think he would like to give up a nice bargaining chip. But that's my opinion. What say you guys? What do you guys think as far as her detention? Will she serve time, or do you think she'll be rescued, if you will?
I mean, before J Bones came on, I would have thought she'd be stuck there like yourself, because I couldn't see how you could get her out and not get the other two guys out, because one of them, the government has publicly said, or some government official, that it's trumped up charges. So unless you're going to get more than one American out, I figure that'd be a bit tricky, because then people are like, well, why did you get her out? You got her because she's famous? What about that guy? Yeah. He served in the military. You letting him rot in jail, blah, blah, blah. He's on a hunger strike. So maybe, hopefully, J Bones is correct and they're getting her out and I guess the other ones out. But minus that happening, I am not optimistic, because if it lasts for a long period of time, then she's probably going to be stuck there like the other guys, because the other guys are serving real time. They've been there at least 2 years. So
yeah, exactly. And I will read before your comments, J Bones. You'll be my last comments. Kathy says, "Hey, Kathy, nice to see you first and foremost. She was one of my guests. She had a wonderful interview. You guys who are interested in the personal development side of becoming a better person and just learning life lessons together, go watch my interview with Kathy Remy. She says no time is a great time to be detained in Russia. But yes, it's definitely not now. The timing of it is just so concerning. I see you both talking about KG Brittney at rest. That's terrible that I'm laughing, but it's terrible. A play on words of KGB. My goodness. Sunbreeze, y'all still talking a little basketballs. Kimo says, basketball, my favorite sport. I love the swoosh sounds. Oh, yes. And the net and the sound of the squeaking sneakers. Yes, when you go to live games, all you hear is clink, 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 like little birds. That's all the sneakers are so loud in those big arenas. It's amazing. I don't know if they put mics down there so we can hear it. But hey, my darling, glad to see you. But J Bones with the final word. J Bone, like he got a little CIA connect or something. I don't know, but he seemed to know what's going on. So I would like to hear your predictions, sir, before we sign off. What do you think is going to happen?
From what I've heard, just to keep it on the low, basically they're going to route the situation kind of like they did for LeVar Ball's son. Remember the situation over there in China when he went over there and stole something, and he had to make a few phone calls, and the big boys were able to reach out to the big boys on the other side and kind of pull him out of the situation. But I could be wrong. I don't think I am, because from what I've heard from my superiors, they're telling me that they're probably going to she has a what's his name? Brittney has a strong following. You know, they can do this several ways. They can use the State Department. They can use the president. They can use, you know, a little bit of black girl magic. They can use a little bit of LGBTQ
Yeah, that
situations
the
to kind.
alphabet community not playing
They're
games.
not
That
playing
I
games.
know. They come through.
They can route situations from here to Timbuktu. So it's not.
Oh
She's
yeah.
got she got so many ways that she can pull herself out of the thing. I hear that this thing is not gonna last too long, and you know she's not like a regular person. Unfortunately,
Right.
like
Yeah.
not to
And
be bad, but you
I
know she's
feel
not a
bad.
regular human being. Yeah,
What Kirk is saying, sorry to interrupt, about the other two guys. If she does get
true,
out,
true.
that'll be kind of foul. You'll
Yeah,
be
you'll know
like,
exactly how the world works
yeah,
if she
bro,
goes in
you
and
better be
everybody it's like
somebody, because
you better be you
Yeah.
better be somebody. Yeah. So it's from what I've heard, that's what I've heard. But you know, I
that's
could be
scary,
wrong.
isn't it? It's
Yeah,
scary.
it's a scary thing, and I just I wish she would have just I don't know what it is, Suzette, but I wish people would have just left sooner. Like people were told, like I was telling a friend of mine, I'm like, hey, you know, some I was even talking about the African immigrants staying in the Ukraine, and a friend of mine was asking me, and I was like, hey, I get so many emails, like my work is like exploding now. My email list and everything that I have to do at the UN is on a different level. But I was telling them like, hey, people were told to evacuate 4 months ago. Like I was on the phone
Mm.
with people telling them to leave 4 months ago. Yeah, because like I have family that lives in Ukraine, so I was like, hey, you guys should probably just get the hell up out of there. So I wish people would have. I don't even know what she was doing over there, but she should have left herself. But
You probably, because you see,
hopefully,
when you live there, you don't feel like it's gonna be like
it's gonna be
not
Yeah.
right now, right
some
now.
rah rah situations, yeah. But yeah, from what I've heard, I hope it comes through. We're you know we're praying for better, and I hope she comes through
Yeah.
and you know she's able to come home safely. But yeah, I think she will. I think she would. From what I heard, it looks like you know they're gonna route the situation 4 different ways: State Department, President. You know, it could be a little bit of the rainbow community, it could be a
Yeah,
little bit of
I agree.
the Black Girl Magic community.
Yeah.
So yeah, she got hella backup. She
I
got a
hope,
lot of backup.
yeah, thank God
Yeah,
she is who she is. I would really want to see every American, if
true.
possible, taken out of Russian custody, even if they were, I don't know if that would ever happen, allowed to serve their terms here, at least where we know there's certain, like, rule of law,
Mm,
right? But yeah, it's scary. Ebony adds, most Ukrainians didn't think it would happen. Hello, somebody. They woke up with a war. Like,
Yeah.
Russia had always been on their doorstep, and I agree with you. Like, oh, it's not there. They always threaten to invade. They always threaten, and then bombs over the border they come, and then it's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, we didn't have a plan. We have a backpack and some paperwork, and we're gonna try to head out of here. But yeah, diplomatic channels, I'm sure, like Jay Bones is talking about, are being definitely utilized, even though out front we're not talking to Russia like that, and we're not
Yeah.
trying to engage. Yeah, because again, things like this can escalate. That's another part of this. If they do something to her, or if somehow she gets sick or something, COVID is
Mm.
still out, or excuse me, C-19 is still out, all of
Yeah.
that, I keep thinking, if something were to happen to her by accident in custody, that flips the script again. We have to react as a
Yeah.
country. UFO Kamikaze One says diplomatic hostage / sanction negotiating leverage. Absolutely. I don't think he's letting it go if this goes on for a while. But we'll see if Jay Bones got that insight. James said, y'all talking about Putin. She ain't going nowhere. He's already bombing innocent. Listen, I don't mean to laugh, but your point is really well taken. He's already bombing innocent people and don't care who sees. Russia don't care who she is. So listen, this is interesting. I wonder that, because of the popularity there and all of that, I kept thinking, I'm like, would the Russian people themselves speak up? Again, obviously living in a communistic
Mm.
country and not being able to protest freely, and now laws of protest and misinformation about the government's quote war is
mhm.
being punished by like 15 years in prison. Putin was like, nah, y'all can't report on the war. People had to close down CNN, all of the top news outlets that had bureaus in Russia had to close because of that new law that the Putin government instituted, that if you say anything quote incorrect, okay, truth, you could go to jail. So they had to quote. But yes, I hear you, James. This is my opinion. Not before I heard what J Bone said, I was thinking like, nope, she'll be there for the whole war, for however long this thing goes, unfortunately. Ebony adds, exactly, James. Putin don't care who sis is. This guy is yo.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
again, what matters here, again, all Americans, you see that USA on her shirt. And I'm just going to highlight that. But I think the government obviously is doing what it needs to do in the back channels. I'm not going to, presume otherwise. They can't talk about it, obviously, with everything going on. So even though we haven't heard directly from the Biden administration about her, needless to say, I do think they are at work trying to get her home. So praying for her, whether she has to do time there, but praying for her safe return, and that again she is treated well in custody. But again, thank you to the gentleman Kurt D.A. Anderson Fitness came flying and fly ready for the gym. Let me get a close up. Let's go. Let's go.
Thanks.
Signing up with the bicep, tricep, and all of that. Can I be like you, sir? And thank you also to Jay Bones, Honey Barbecue, always shining. And yeah, we're grateful, when people come in and make this that community square that I want it to be. Ebony, I see some more comments, but I'm gonna go because I think we've said what needs to be said. She's the least of his problem. He wants to make sure Ukraine don't join NATO. Well, I appreciate you, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah.
Thanks as always.
Had a great time, Suzette.
Yes.
You're a very nice
Thank you
lady.
so much.
Thanks.
Enjoyed
And very
it.
pretty. So yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you so very much to the gents who do like sports and holding it down with me, giving me some of their somebody said, let's have some barbecue. Yeah. Last question. Okay, Peter M for the win. To your panel, only because it's you, Peter, Investor M. To your panel, do they think the sanctions are working?
Yeah, that's what I tell people. He said put on a shirt.
Don't be a hater, Andre, but sorry. This question and we'll then wrap. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing I try to explain to people about this whole sanction stuff. If Putin gets what he wants out of this Ukrainian thing and he really starts digging into their resources, them sanctions ain't gonna mean nothing. They will mean absolutely nothing. He knew what he was doing before he let the first tank go. He already knew what's up. People probably looking at it like, oh, we gonna hit him with some sanctions. Does this boy look like he care about some sanctions? He don't care about no damn sanctions.
Yo, them people can starve poor Russian people. Listen, they done closed the Starbucks, the McDonald's, the iPhone. Is the iPhone store closed too? They done closed up all of these. Netflix, I think, is gone dark in Russia.
Yeah.
I think again, sometimes the what should I say, these informal sanctions, because those are not government sanctions. But I think some of these other like corporate and business-based sanctions have more effect on everyday people. Obviously their money, getting money out the bank, those are big effects. I'm sorry. That's not to kind of trivialize that. But if you ain't got no money and you can't watch no Netflix, you can't do this. And again, don't know what their consumer base is there.
Right.
But the more and more you interrupt everyday life, Putin is very afraid of, the losing the popularity and the popular opinion of the people, right? That's the only thing that could threaten to displace him or to me, overthrow by the oligarchs as well. So, yeah, I think those things take longer. I do think, everyday people are being, told lies by his propaganda machine. So many do believe what they're seeing on their state-run TV, that the Russian army is going to save Ukraine, is what they're being told, and all this other stuff. So I feel for them. Again, they're not us. They're not a free country where we have, thank God, to some degree, freedom of press and all this other things. Ebony, you'd be surprised. Some people can't live without this stuff. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody, but for some people, I do think VPN sales are up. Putin don't care about black people. Y'all are so funny. Get it? Depends. How about Kurt cooking? Kurt, they still on you, bro. They want to know what you cooking. Won't you fix me a plate? What's going on? Salute. Yes, a lot of haters. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead. Thank you, Miss Globe Girl. I'm reading the comments out of order, so I'm not quite sure if I'm getting the full gist. Let's see. Chemo says those sanctions are pretty deep. Their economy is smaller than Texas. Interesting. They basically have very little international trade other than those key things, oil and gas. We have now stopped the United States, Russian imports of oil, but it's not us that has the most dependency. It's Europe. So they are still letting that oil flow because I can't imagine, in the coldest time of year, what they'll do without. I think they said in Ukraine the temperature's about to drop to like negative 20 or something like this.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. It's about to get a whole lot worse. It's about to be cold and bombing. This is go. It's backwards now. It's completely backwards.
And no light, no electricity, no nothing. Yeah. So I agree with you, Ebony. I didn't mean it in terms of like, okay, everybody's watching Netflix, but I do think comforts of life do matter to people. When you can't get certain things on the shelf. For us too.
Yeah.
You can't start doing what you normally do with your kids. When you can't afford that, it starts to make a little groundswell, is what I'm saying. The impact becomes, kind of like an organic sense of, wait a minute, why is my life changing so drastically? And who's to blame? So it does kind of create an awareness. I'm not saying that that's going to change the nation, but I do know that people feel a sense of, normalcy when they have access to these things. And if you don't, you're questioning like what's happening and what's really, causing American companies to stop doing business here. Ebony adds there are some African Americans that moved there years ago. Okay, interesting. I didn't know this, but we'll learn more. Yes, people be watching Netflix in a war. Well, you could get VPN. Should you? Okay, y'all getting very technical with me. I was just using one example of creature comforts. That's the only thing I was trying to get. American companies and creature comforts being withdrawn slowly, I think, is a part of that slow, what they say, trickle down effect of not only our national sanctions, but corporations also having an impact. Anyway, on this note, I've enjoyed talking to all of you. Hit the like button on your way out. Thank you to Kirk D.A. Anderson Fitness. Thank you to J Bones, the legend, for your insights tonight as we talked about Brittney. I see you guys soon. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Right,
Bye, guys. Thank you, Kirk.
Love and peace. Blessings to all of you as you go. Please hit the like button, share, and comment. If you're watching the replay, I would love to see your comments on what you think is going to happen to Ms. Brittney Griner, what our government should or should not do, and how involved they should get if they're not already. And what do you think the ultimate outcome will be for her and the other Americans currently in Russian custody? All right. Hope you've enjoyed the show. I will see you guys very soon. Blessings to each and every one. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening. Bye now. See you soon.